Okay, I'm back out here with the Mini Wing Dragon third flight session. I still have my nose weight on the front, and I have it bound up to my TX16S. So let's see if it's better behaved now than with the stock transmitter. Let's put it near. Wow, seems not to have any power. I've got that old 500 milliamp hour battery in it. And then some rudder here. So far, so good. I would be very surprised if the issue was in fact the transmitter, but you never know. I've almost got the throttle pegged. Much better behaved. Maybe it was the transmitter. I'm not getting any phantom input like I was getting before. Boy, I will be ecstatic if that's what was going on. Putting in rudder. Putting in rudder. Yeah, and I'm not having to put in a lot of elevator like I was before. I'm going to try it again. I just don't have much power from this LiPo. Okay, I'm going to put a different LiPo in it and put it in the air again. But very well behaved that time. Maybe it was the transmitter. I'll have to put some more flights on it to see. But that was nice and smooth and no aberrant behavior from the plane like I was getting before. So let me put a better LiPo in it and then we'll give it another shot. Okay, I got a better LiPo in it now. I have taken the nose weight off just to see. So let's get it in the air again. Maybe we can get a full flight this time. Look at the slow flight on this. Yeah, it seems to be behaving just fine without the nose weight on it. That is a slow flying plane. I think it needs a bigger prop though. But nice gentle turns. And it's flying very nice now, so I don't know, before I make my conclusion on what the issue was, I am definitely going to put some flights on it today just to make sure that I don't see that aberrant behavior out of the plane again. But right now, it is smooth, it's flying very well, and it is initiating all of my inputs on the transmitter. Sweet. So yeah, I think with the slow flight capability of this plane, I think this would also make a good indoor plane in a gymnasium, something like that. Look how slow. And I have hardly any wind out here this morning. So I want to see if I can get a complete 5-minute flight on this LiPo. Oh, it just shut off. Yeah, motor just shut down. So let's see. Let's see what the voltage in that pack is now. But let me see how long I had it in the air. I only had that in the air for 2 minutes and what, 12 seconds? Alright, so hang with me here for a second. I'm going to get my battery tester out and see what the voltage is on this. 4 volts. I had 4 volts in it. So, and the motor's not really hot, so I'm not sure why it shut down on me there. Let's put another LiPo in it. This one's a 400. Now let's see if we can get a full 5-minute flight out of it. I don't know why that would shut down with 4 volts in the pack. And like I said, the motor is not hot. Okay, let me reset my timer here. Got it set for 5 minutes. Let's see if we can get this plane in the air again. I don't know why the motor just shut down on me with 4 volts left in the pack. Look at that. Look at that. It's almost hovering in the turn. I probably only have a 3 to 4 mile an hour wind out here. Look at that. That is a slow flying plane, but I want to find out what's going on with it shutting down on me like that. Look at it. It almost hovers in the turn right there, turning into the wind, and like I said, I've only got a 3 to 4 mile an hour wind out here today. Look how slow. That is a floater. Okay, let's turn it downwind. Right across the sun. Turn it back into the wind. That is a slow flying plane. Sweet. Sounds like a little bee. So hear that? The motor just cut out on me again. How much time did I get on at that time? That time I had 2 minutes and... no, not even 2 minutes. I wasn't even in the air for 2 minutes. 1 minute and 57 seconds and the motor shut down on it again. Huh. That is really, really strange. Now the plane is behaving just fine with the TX16S, so obviously there were some issues with the stock transmitter, but why is the motor just shutting down? I don't know. It's got the stock prop. Everything is stock on it, except that I'm not using the toy transmitter anymore. So let me pull this battery off real quick and see what the voltage is. I'll bet it's at least 4 volts. 4 volts. So I don't know why the motor is shutting down at 4 volts, but on both flights, the motor shut down when the battery reached 4 volts. That's not a lot of flight time, is it? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to test it, and then when I get back to the HQ, I'll give you a summary on what I found out, if anything changed, if I finally got a full flight out of it, but that's just really weird. So it may be a combination of bad transmitter and bad receiver board, or maybe a bad motor. I'm not sure yet, but the plane is behaving nicely now, but it's shutting down once the battery reaches 4 volts. So anyway, I'll see you back at the HQ.
Okay, so I proved 3 things today, I think. Number 1, there was a serious problem with the stock transmitter, because flying this with the TX16S, it was very stable, excellent slow flight capability, no aberrant behavior. So also I proved that this is a very, very good airframe that Eachine came out with. The other thing is that the receiver gyro brick has an issue. Okay, so let me read you something from the manual here. And this is on aircraft voltage. When aircraft voltage is less than 3.3 volts, the transmitter keeps beeping. You can still fly for another 3 to 4 minutes, which will give you time to land the plane before lost power. Okay, so I flew this plane 4 times, and every time the motor shut off when the LiPo got to 4 volts. So fully charged LiPo, 4.2 volts. As soon as it dropped, the voltage dropped to 4 volts, the motor shut down. So, you know, this LiPo protection firmware that they've got in there is a very good idea. I like that idea. But obviously, it's not working properly. If I should be able to fly this with the LiPo all the way down to 3.3 volts before I even get an alarm, and then I'm supposed to have another 3 to 4 minutes to fly it to land it. I was getting 2 minutes of flight with a fully charged LiPo, and it still had 4 volts in it when I landed. Every single time. I put it on the battery meter, 4 volts. So, I don't know why they decided to go with a different receiver gyro brick after having so much success with their micro warbirds. They fly beautifully. The gyros on those are excellent. Plus it has an expert mode, which is manual mode, which I absolutely love. The voltage telemetry, it is a nice feature, but obviously it is not working properly on this plane, and obviously the transmitter has some major issues with it. So beautiful flying plane, bad transmitter, bad receiver gyro brick in it. So what I am going to do, I think what I've decided to do is, if I still have it, my receiver brick out of my old WL Toys F949. So I'm gonna, its protocol can be mounted to with a multi-protocol transmitter as well, and it has no gyro in it, and it has no voltage telemetry in it. So and it's only manual mode. So if I still have that brick around, I think I do. I think I saved it. If I still have that around, I'm gonna pull the receiver brick gyro out of this plane and install that one in it, and then I'm going to take it back out, and I'm also going to see about putting a larger prop on this 1020 motor. I think this 1020 motor ought to be able to at least spin a 65mm prop. The stock one is just a 60mm prop. So I'm going to see if I can put a 65mm prop on to get a little more power when you need it. It's nice to have when you need it, otherwise you can just cruise around with this all day. And excellent glide capability, but unfortunately bad receiver brick gyro and transmitter. So I can't recommend the plane the way it is ready to fly. Like I said, if you guys are really interested in this and you have a multi-protocol transmitter and you have a receiver gyro brick out of another plane, then maybe it would be worth it to buy this and switch it out, because like I said, it's an excellent flying level plane, and I really think this would make a great indoor plane in the wintertime too in a gymnasium. You can turn it a pretty tight radius if you put some rudder into it, and very stable, very well behaved, and excellent slow flight capability. So I also noticed in the manual that it says no more than, it says 0 to 8 kilometers per hour, and I think that's about 5 miles per hour. So I think that's correct. I don't think you'll want to fly this in more than 5 miles an hour, 6 at the max. So excellent airframe though. It's just a shame. But that concludes my review of this plane. So when I take it back out again, it'll be modded. I will have modded this plane when I take it back out, and by the time I'm done, it will be performing extremely well in all respects. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.